Excellent. We're here. This is not like my regular uh, live streams. Book how to write a book from scratch. Watching me write a book from scratch. This is something new I'm trying because something I realised about a book from scratch is that there are so many great places to get ideas for books. I'm encouraging you to write your own story, and even though I gave some ways to develop some idea to have an idea for a book, I thought that there are so many different places to actually, get an idea, even just like from the news, which is why we're going to get to this in a second. I thought I would just do a separate, smaller stream where I would just present to you an idea that I found like in the news or in history, just anything, and just give it away. And I'm doing this because although I love writing books, I like reading books more. And as I'm sure you're aware, because you probably felt this way yourself, you can't like every book. In the same way, you can't like every movie, you can't like every bit of music you come across. There's always you're gonna gravitate to some more than others. And I kind of feel I need to help put as many writers out in the world who write stuff I love to read. So I'm giving these ideas away so other people might use them. They might write a book on them, and I can then read them. Because I'd rather just sit and read all day. So what's this idea that I came across here? Well, I found one of the best places. I just started typing in like weird news that gets missed. And well, this isn't weird, but it came up anyway. A number of different newspapers reported on it, and I think that this is an excellent basis for some sort of murder mystery. Um, because I think it actually allows for a couple of red herrings and quite a big sort of reveal at the end. So this is on the news. Man who lost Bitcoin fortune in Welsh tip, and he wanted to purchase the entire landfill in order to gain access to it. I mean, what a mission that would be. A council have unfortunately decided to say no. Just a few details on it. He's a computer expert. He battled for a decade to recover 600 million in Bitcoin, a fortune. So he must. I think he purchased it. Like he purchased Bitcoin years and years ago, before it became famous, and then a computer gets thrown away with that on it, and he thought it was in this council dump, and unfortunately the council just want to cap it because it's nearly full. So unfortunately that means he can't get to it. Like he was running it. Oh, by the way, it's like a time constraint. They wanted to cap it, cover it over, get ready to put something else on it. He was quite surprised to hear the closure plan. He thought that he would probably have a bit longer. That's good. Well, it's good for storytelling, not good for him. It's almost 90% full. So he had, there's this big case. It's unfortunate that it was thrown away. And can you imagine it? Like you had this, you have all this money, and you probably didn't realize how much it was worth until much, much later, when Bitcoin went skyrocketed in terms of its value. And it's a short story, but here's why I think this is an excellent idea for a sort of murder mystery. Now, the reason why is, like most murder mysteries, it would obviously start with discovering the body. Maybe you, if you intend to write this story, would do some sort of prologue, introduce some of the characters, the major players. You'd obviously have to come up with a detective and their kind of style for solving this crime. But think of it like this. Obviously, feel sorry for this guy. Hopefully he gets it all sorted out. But imagine for a second, like, how this could be, like a body is found, but it's found on a tip. So you've got this landfill area, maybe, and the body is found. Instantly, that must be a terrible sort of crime to try and solve. If you're on a tip, and no matter how they're killed, you've got all this discarded rubbish around. What's the clues? What is the rubbish? So first, the detective has to kind of sift through that. But also, this is why I thought it'd have a good red herring, is that you would think, why, like surely the body's in a tip because the expectation is maybe it'll be buried, and that it's been discarded there as a way for the body to never be found. So it feels not as if the crime scene is actually there. It feels like a dumping of a body, and now they've got to go find the original crime scene. So that's like, then you would write a whole series of them trying to find that crime scene nearby. Maybe there are a few other crime scenes that seem to match it, and those are like dead ends. Maybe your detective solves a few more crimes along the way, which wouldn't be bad. But then, halfway during your story, they realise that was the crime scene. So then they have to go back and they have to evaluate, why was this person killed here? They explore his life a little bit more, and they realize, and then they start to realize that he was searching for something there, but they don't know what yet. Maybe because the real criminal has hidden, like, the reason why, and that could lead. You could lead it away for like a second red herring, like maybe in the whoever the dead body is, whoever you write into it, maybe there was some sort of secret, and they believed that this, like, maybe some evidence of some other nefarious goings on was at that tip, which was why he was there searching for it. And you obviously think maybe the partner in crime killed him instead, and then that leads to the final solution of discovering that he was there, like the dead body was there. Whatever character you assigned to him was there, digging up the trying to find the hard drive, the laptop, the computer, whatever, with the, well, you wouldn't call it Bitcoin, maybe you call it Coinbit. I don't know. You come up with it. It could be anything, as long as it's something that you can imagine being thrown away and ending up in that landfill. And then you have your big reveal at the end, where it was discovered that, maybe even the victim isn't the person who owned the Bitcoin, but someone who realized after this kind of court case, that they could go digging for it. They don't need the permission. They're not law-abiding citizens. Maybe they work at the landfill, and the murderer is someone also trying to get their hands on it, and then you decide who the murderer was in this situation. Out of all the people linked, could be a council person who was instrumental in denying this person's claim on their hard drive because they wanted it, and maybe they're in cahoots with someone who can have access to the landfill to dig it up. In this case, it's what they were going to turn it into, a solar farm. So you could say maybe the solar farm, the person who wants the solar farm there, or something else. I don't want to get anyone involved in this story. This is all made up. It's just based on this. This is where I got the idea from. The person who wanted the solar farm, maybe they're sinking so much more money than 600 million to it. They don't care. Or maybe they want the site under their control so they can dig for the 600 million. So you can see how just seeing this one news can spark an idea for I think a very good murder mystery. The only other thing, if you want to write a murder mystery, remember one thing about a good murder mystery: your reader should be able to figure it out alongside the detective or amateur detective or whoever's doing it. Murder mysteries are no fun when they're kind of pointless to read if you can't figure it out, if all the clues aren't there. And you can write murder mysteries where that is possible. And you obviously, the difficulty in writing a murder mystery, of course, is making your detective smarter than everyone else. But that's also where you, the author, has to be smarter than everyone else. So definitely make sure people can figure it out. And that's the best tip I would give for writing a murder mystery. But there you go. Something small in the news. It's an idea for a book. I'm giving it to you. Take it, run with it. I'm not going to write it. I don't have time. So I hope that's given you an idea for a new book. And I hope you enjoy these little smaller live streams I'll do called book ideas. What else am I going to call them? Thanks for watching. Run with that idea, then tell me when you've written it. Although I kind of know how it ends now, but either way, I would still want to read that story. Thanks for watching. See you at Book from Scratch, my next live stream. Bye bye. Oh, have a good morning after.